What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hit the notification bell. Today, I'm going to do a quick video review of W.E.B. Griffin's The Hostage. This is book number 2 in the By Order of the President, a Presidential Agent novel series. Like the first one, I thought it was okay. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a fine book. This one I actually read before back in the day, like 16 years ago now. That's crazy to even think about. And I liked it back then. It was probably the one and only like military thriller I ever read until I got into Tom Clancy last year. But I liked it then and I liked it this time. It's much better than the first book. Same rating, just because it's, I don't know where to put W.E.B. Griffin yet. You got to know, if you go into his books, he's a product of the time. So he does some racial stereotypes, and I'm learning that some of his military stuff, the research is a bit off, but I don't know. The dude's a master at storytelling. If you're a W.E.B. Griffin fan, do not get offended, because I am a W.E.B. Griffin fan. He's floating in my top 5, he's in my top 10 authors for sure. I enjoy his work. This is the 5th book I've read by him. 4th or 5th book I've read by him, and I've loved them all. I know if you go back to my older reviews where I did the corpse novels 1 and 2, I was harsh on those. But looking back now, if I would have read them now today, I would have loved them way more than I liked a few more several months back. So with all out of the way, so in this one, it starts off, you're in France with the character you meet in the book, and basically an acquaintance of his is dead. He got tortured to death, his throat slit. Then you jump to Argentina, and a diplomat down there that works in the embassy in Argentina, his wife gets kidnapped. So now you get Carlos or Charlie back into the fold and his crew, and they're tasked with going and seeing who kidnapped this lady. They want to track the bad guys. The president, he wants to track the bad guys. Well, while they're doing this, the lady, the bad guys return her, but then they shoot her husband, who is the diplomat down at the embassy. He was an ex-NBA star, and he just kind of worked his way up in the government, and now he's living in Argentina with his wife. Well, now he's dead. And she is basically not giving anybody the full details until she's back in the States, which I won't spoil that for you. So now, not only did they shoot his her husband, they shot one of the soldiers working for Charlie Castillo, and they shot his love interest that blossoms during the book. And the soldier dies. His love interest ends up, she ends up okay. She stays alive. And I am just terrible with names in these books, and I just don't get it, because I'm gonna say her oh, her name's Betty Schneider. It's horrible that I just can't remember names when I read these books. And this book was good. I remembered it when I read it 16 years ago, and I'm gonna remember it in a few weeks from now. I enjoyed the book a lot. The pacing was much better than the first book. The storytelling was much better than the first book, and overall, just skip the first book if you read the series. I know in the last video I said just read it, but now you just skip it. They in the beginning of this one, they go over a lot of the events from the first book, so you don't need it necessarily. This book was it was just much better. You know what I mean? I gave it an 8 out of 10 simply because there's it just wasn't, I don't know. An 8 is good. I probably should have bumped it up to a 9 out of 10 just so it's better than By Order of the President, but I think it's okay to have them the same. And I'm thinking if he stays on this trajectory, the next books in the series will get even better. So, like I said, I had a good time with this book. This one is another book, like several books I've read this year already. The ending doesn't really resolve itself. What they're trying to do is find your guy. There's basically the diplomat that got killed, the lady's husband. She gets told that people are looking for his brother. That's who they really want. And that's who you meet in the beginning of the book, that sees his acquaintance that was tortured and his throat slit and stuff. And he's not a good guy. This is a bad guy. So Charlie and crew, now they're trying to find this bad guy to basically, I'm gonna end the video there. I'm gonna pause. Okay, I had to stop the video. About 20 minutes passed during all that, and I have no idea what I was talking about before I paused. But what I will say is I like the book, and I'm gonna have to stop the video because it's just turned into crazy chaos in the house. But I will say I like the book. 8 out of 10. I was excited to read Tom Clancy's Debt of Honor next, but then 40 pages fell out of the book, the first 40 pages, so my wife is doctoring it. So I have to wait for those to get glued back, which is a good thing because while I was at work trying to figure out, do I want to spin the wheel or do I just want to read some other stuff, I was like, you know what? I want to get back to Star Wars. It's May 4th is coming up. May the 4th be with you. And I think I want to get some Star Wars books in this month, so whatever, my endless TBR could just stay being endless, you know what I mean? But this month I am going to try to read a lot. Like, I have a goal. I failed in April of my goal of reading a lot. So this month in May, I want to make that goal happen. Even though we'll probably be a little bit busy with stuff, but not so busy that I can't read 20 books in the month of May. So we're going to try. Even though some of them, like Debt of Honor is 1,000 pages. And if I decide to read Executive Orders by Tom Clancy, that's like 1,500 pages. So maybe that's why I didn't get to 20 in April. Some of the books were kind of long. I don't know. But I am excited to read some Star Wars. I'm at least, at minimum, going to read 3 Star Wars books this month, but probably more. Probably more. Probably 5, since it is Star Wars month. And I think it'll be a good time. I'm going to get some more Star Trek in. I didn't read that much Star Trek in April, so just so you know, when I get to the, probably be June before I get to the 3rd book in this series, but I do want to get to it. I just read the back of it during that 20-minute hiatus, and it sounds great. So, but 8 out of 10, the book was solid. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you. If you're not easily offended, read W.E.B. Griffin. He's a great author, and his storytelling is great, and just, you know, his writing is a product of the time, and, you know, times were different back then. You can't let stuff like that get under your skin, or just read everything that's new. But I'm not that kind of person. I like to read everything, so I enjoy W.E.B. Griffin's writing. Now I want to read more of his work. Definitely am going to read 1 or 2, but maybe not from this series, of his other books, his World War II stuff, in May. So that's the video today, guys. I'm sorry, hit the notification bell. Later.